like with goals for me, I compare it a lot to training. So like I got really heavy into running. I'm going for a run after we get off this call.
Nice.
My thing where I compare training and business is you got to push yourself to a spot to meet your goal, not always to meet the goal, but to know what that feels like at that 9th out of 10th mile or that last push, because then you can fucking go there every time when something gets hard, when something gets tough. When you set these goals, the beautiful part is the journey, because you're gaining all that knowledge and intelligence that when you get to the goal, great, ring the fucking bell, do the high fives, give all of it. But now when you go to your next goal and some shit gets hard, you went there, you have lived in that place before, of that pain, of that heart rate, of that financial, of that whatever. And you just know that like, it's only gonna hurt before it gets better. Every time that you're in that pain, you want to give up, you want to go through it, and then you're just like, I know what this feels like. I know I can do more. The body will always give up before the mind. Like you can always push more. I've become friends with some guys that are into that like ultra marathon. My buddy Kev, I was talking to Kev this morning. He just got off a 50-mile run last week and is in such good shape. He's affected for it for a day or two after he went to Mexico with his wife after they hung out on the beach. And it wasn't because he like was dead and needed to recover, but it's great to finish a 50-mile run. It's better to be able to reflect on those points that got you up to where you're like, I can do this. I know how to do this. I know how to celebrate the wins. I know how to get through the mud, the hard shit, all of it. And so as big as I am on goals, to your point, I love those notches along the journey, because that's where you really grow and develop.
You know what? And I love that, because they always say it's don't fall in love with the outcome, the goal, fall in love with the process. And for me, from my fitness standpoint, bro, that was the biggest thing, because I used to be 320 pounds and like morbidly obese and everything. And I was always focused on like the outcome, right? Like I had to lose weight or I had to this. But once I got addicted to the process, bro, I can't go 2 days without going to the gym. I go crazy. It's like, because
like
I'm addicted to the process now. Like I get something from it. I feel good. I feel my body, that soreness. I like that soreness. I like waking up and feeling, because I'm like, that's because I think about it from a mental side. I'm like, that's muscle growth, bro. I know what's happening right now. I know why that's sore. You kind of frame that and put that in. But yeah, man, I'm huge on that, right? Like one of my favorite quotes of all time is the Will Smith, the brick by brick, right? Don't look at the wall. We all look at the wall. We want that. Just lay that next brick perfectly, right? Just put that next brick perfectly and do that. That's awesome, man. So 2 things I want to cover real quick. Number 1, you had mentioned Facebook very softly, 10, 12 years and stuff like that. You are honestly, David, you're one of the best content creators that I know that's in my feed and everything like that. You create amazing content. Talk to the audience about content creation. Talk about the importance. Talk about, because yours is consistent and it's always out there. And it's not always related to dope marketing, right? You'll just jump on and you'll talk about mindset, or you'll talk about this, or you'll talk about that. But just talk to the audience a little bit, because I honestly, like, I follow you and I try to mirror some of your content things, and I try to put that in place. Being a mentor of mine in the content space, talk to the audience about that.
For sure, I appreciate that, Sean. Like for me, Facebook for me was like right time, right place. I was at a point where we were trying to get some messaging out. Right when I got into the home service industries, power washing, window cleaning, all that type of stuff, Facebook was just coming out. And so I had a platform, an avenue to kind of, I just wanted to share. I was fucking excited, like about everything. I naturally get a little hopped up about the stuff that I do. But I found a platform to be able to share and get advice and be in front of people and network. And I know, fast forward to now, anyone watching or listening to this, think about the people that you've met on the internet over the past 10 years that you're closer with than people that you've known your whole life or that you grew up with. This is the world we live in now. The way that you get connected with people is, the definition would be by putting out content. What's content? Is it a video? Is it asking a question to people that you're connected with to start some conversations or some community? Like, that's one thing I'm big on. Everyone's like, oh, Dave, you're good at video. You're this. I'm a talker. Like I always have been my whole life. Great. So you can point a camera at me and I might not get as nervous as anyone else or whatever, but just like anyone, dude, I've been on the internet for fucking 12 years. Go look at some shit from 12 years ago. It's definitely not what it is today. That's a thing. But it's like, I think that the really important part of content for anyone, business owner, manager, parent, whatever, is use what we have access to this day and age to just connect with people. Because if you can create a world where you're surrounded by the people you want to be around, the people that you share things and interests with, the people that you have similar lifestyles with. As humans, we're very predictable creatures, and humans do what makes them feel comfortable. What makes them feel comfortable? Getting in a Facebook community, getting in a Nextdoor app. And now as a business owner, you should have a fucking cheat code. Because what I like to say is, as a business owner, your customers have 100 problems. You should solve 1 to 7 of those perfectly. That's why you started your business, because you identified something that you grew up around, went to school for, had a job for, fucking saw someone else doing that you thought could be done better, came up with a widget, like whatever it was. But you made the decision that like, you want to put a solution in front of people. There's a statistic that I've been reading about lately a lot, and depending on the industry, between 3 to 6% of your perfect customer is looking for exactly what the fuck you're doing right now, today. So if you're just putting out messaging around like who you are, the problem you solved, a job you just did, a person that you just helped, a neighborhood that you just visited, an expert advice or strategy of how to hire someone that does what you do. If you just put shit out there in the world, that's one side of it. But the other side of it is like, one thing that anyone will trust, anyone, doesn't matter who, and I own a data business, I get into this shit. It's transparency. If you can show who you are, what you're about, what you're into, what you like. It's one thing to see that on the internet, but if you're in business and you start meeting people and they're like, holy shit, this is exactly how this person is when I see them, when they're with their kids, when they're at work, when they're with their spouse, when they're with their parents, when they're with their priest, like whatever. And it creates this trust that just wasn't possible 20, 30, 40 years ago. And the way you do that is get online, do a video, and talk about a problem you solve, something you're interested in, how you help someone, and put that shit in front of people, and a magic thing will happen. Just like working out, just dating the man or woman that you're into, just like any of it. If you just stay fucking consistent, like great things will happen. And any version of like success that I've had in my life has simply come from fucking working hard, being consistent, and not being a shitty person. And so with content and messaging and putting these things out, everyone's got their why. Everyone's got, whether you know it or not, like what your why is. Everyone's got a reason they do something. It could be paying bills. It could be being a better parent. It could be inspiring someone. It could be you have a backstory and your drive every day is from a thing. If you just have a realistic conversation with the one person that matters more in the world than anyone, it's the person you're looking at in the mirror. If you can understand from that person, like what you're about, what do you do, what inspires you, where are you at? I put myself in a situation at a pretty young age that I had to get to know myself pretty well. Everyone's got a version of their story. So whether you grew up in a bad neighborhood, getting abused, getting bullied, all the way to the people that like had this dream life with a silver spoon, everyone's got their version of what was fucked up about their upbringing or what they went through or their story or something to draw from to be inspired.